Spring, 1945. Europe is a landscape of ruins, choked by the thick smoke of a dying empire. But as Allied tanks storm the streets of Berlin, a different kind of war is unfolding behind the scenes. This isn't a battle for territory, it's a battle for intelligence. The American military realized that despite its defeat, the Third Reich had achieved a technological leap that defied the era, a leap decades ahead of its time. In secret laboratories in the Harz Mountains and the limestone caverns of Thuringia, the Nazis had built what seemed like science fiction: jet fighters, heat-seeking missiles, and the most terrifying weapon of all, the V-2 rocket, capable of striking targets from the edge of space. The Pentagon knew that whoever secured these blueprints, and the men who drew them, would rule the coming atomic age. It all began with a blacklist. A document found by chance in a toilet at Bonn University, the Osenberg List, contained the names of thousands of scientists Hitler had recalled from the front lines to work on his Wunderwaffen, or wonder weapons. For American Major Robert Staver, this list was a treasure map. But behind every name lay a shadow: membership in the Nazi Party, service in the SS, and direct complicity in war crimes. America faced a devil's bargain: prosecute these men as criminals, or hire them as national saviors. To understand the scale of this technology, we must descend beneath the earth. Inside Mount Konstein, the Nazis carved out a nightmare called Mittelwerk. Here, in 2-kilometer-long tunnels, thousands of concentration camp prisoners assembled V-2 rockets in subhuman conditions. This was where the technology of the future was literally built on the bones of the past. Wernher von Braun, the future hero of American space exploration, was a frequent visitor to this hellscape. He saw the emaciated bodies. He knew the cost of his dream of reaching the stars. When American troops first entered Mittelwerk, they were simultaneously horrified and awestruck. Dozens of finished rockets and hundreds of tons of documentation were frantically crated and shipped to the United States just weeks before the zone was to be handed over to Soviet control. It was the largest technical heist in history. But blueprints without engineers are just paper. Thus began Operation Overcast, the mission that would soon be renamed Paperclip. Technically, President Truman had forbidden the recruitment of ardent Nazis. But intelligence officials knew that clean scientists didn't exist in the Reich. So they devised a simple, cynical trick. To the files of those whose knowledge was deemed critical, intelligence officers simply attached a standard silver paperclip. The paperclip was a silent signal: rewrite the biography. Former SS stormtroopers were rebranded as victims of the regime, and chemical weapons engineers became apolitical technocrats. They were flown to Fort Bliss, Texas. Imagine the scene. Men who had once designed plans to bomb New York were now eating steaks in American mess halls, living in gated communities that locals jokingly called Sauerkraut Hill. Wernher von Braun became the face of this operation. In the 1950s, he was a media sensation. He smiled from the covers of magazines, consulted for Walt Disney, and explained to American children how humanity would one day reach Mars. But behind him always stood the ghost of Peenemünde and the ruins of London, crushed by his rockets. His team in Huntsville, Alabama, built the Saturn V, the very rocket that put man on the moon. Without the expertise gained while building weapons of mass murder, the American flag might never have waved in the sea of tranquility. This is the great paradox of the 20th century. The road to the stars was paved through the tunnels of concentration camps. But Paperclip was about more than just rockets. It brought over thousands of specialists. Men like Kurt Blom, who worked on biological weapons, or Hubertus Strughold, the father of space medicine, whose experiments on prisoners in Dachau formed the basis of modern life support systems for fighter pilots. Chemists from IG Farben, who developed the nerve gases sarin and tabun, became leading figures in American corporations. The United States got it all: air superiority, chemical dominance, and victory in the space race. But at what cost? Operation Paperclip set a dangerous precedent. If you are brilliant enough, your sins can be forgotten. We still use the fruits of their labor today, trying our best not to notice the tiny silver paperclip pinned to the pages of history.